Need you sober. Who the hell gets drunk off a beer?
As a personal fan of westerns, you can imagine my disappointment at Hollywood's breakup with the genre. Films like True Grit, Unforgiven, and Django Unchained have proved that westerns can still pack just as much of a punch as they did back in the golden era of Hollywood, but they are still few and far between. Then I saw Hell or High Water, a western reimagined for the 21st century. It follows two brothers on their mission to rob a series of banks in an effort to save their deceased mother's estate. Hot on their tail is a near-retired sheriff who is looking for an excuse to stay in the game, played by western legend Jeff Bridges. The two brothers are played by Chris Pine and Ben Foster, and though this is arguably Chris Pine's best performance to date, it's Ben Foster who steals the show as the born criminal brother. Foster has always been one of the most underrated actors out there, and he truly shows it with this scene here.
The end there was pretty rough. I could have helped out a little if she asked. I could have fed them skinny cows.
The film is directed by Taylor Sheridan and is a part of his Frontier trilogy along with Sicario and Wind River. In Hell or High Water, Sheridan wants to show us the decay of the poverty-stricken areas of our country. The places where most of us forget are frozen in time. Places where lawlessness still exists in some shape or form, just like the old westerns. I highly recommend this modern western if you want great action that isn't overshadowed by its many depths and anti-hero characters. Mud is a movie about two Arkansas boys who find an island where a boat is rumored to have been stuck in a tree there. While the boys were hoping to discover it for themselves, they soon find out that someone else has been living there, aka Matthew McConaughey as a convict named Mud.
What'd you say, boys?
You got crosses in your heels.
Nails, shaped like crosses.
What for?
Ward off evil spirits.
Mud is a convict who is on the run from the law trying to reunite with his girlfriend. The boys choose to help the man, and what we get is a coming-of-age story that mirrors that of the adventures of Tom Sawyer. I mean, Matthew McConaughey does not disappoint in this movie. I mean, I'd go as far as to say it's probably his best role I've ever seen him do.
For now, and what I got's running low.
He's a bum, Ellis. Come on.
I ain't no bum. I got money, boy. You can call me a hobo because a hobo work for his living. You can call me homeless because, well, that's true for now. But you call me a bum again, I'm gonna teach you something about respect your daddy never did.
Honest to God, who else could pull off those lines? I honestly couldn't tell you if he was still acting or not, but this movie flew under people's radars, and it isn't surprising since the title isn't exactly something that grabs your attention when you're browsing Netflix. But this film is as indie as it gets in terms of style, but the star power here is far from a low-budget movie. This film has great acting and the kind of storytelling that really is just a rare treat nowadays. No fluff, no bad pacing, just two boys committing what's probably a felony for a random stranger, and Matthew McConaughey with a little extra McConaughey in there. I mean, what more could you want? In a nice change of pace, Molly's Game is a tour de force of a movie. I mean, I have rewatched this movie so many times just because of how fun it is. Out of all my recommendations that I give my friends, this one is always the one that gets the best results. I mean, every single person I recommend this to says that they loved it, from beginning to end. Aaron Sorkin, aka the greatest screenwriter of all time, wrote and directed this movie based on the true story of Molly Bloom, a professional skier who ended up running some of the most high-stakes poker games in the entire world, with famous actors, directors, athletes, and CEOs among the frequent players. Jessica Chastain stars as Molly Bloom, and she kills this role.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand each of the words that you're saying, but I don't understand what you're... 24 hours a day, every day. You're gonna stop paying me to do that job because I'm making too much money doing my second job, and if I say no, I'll lose both jobs because it doesn't seem fair?
Business is bad right now.
And Idris Elba gives an awesome performance as Molly's lawyer.
I know you're doing everything to save my life
What can I do for you? Let me buy you a sandwich. Where are they, Molly? You kept their secrets. Where are the people you're protecting by not telling the whole story in the book? By settling the Brad Marion suit, by not taking $5 million of your own money, by going to jail. Where did everybody go?
The acting isn't the only awesome part of this movie, so is the way Sorkin tells the story. It's told through different timelines as present-day Molly tells the story of how she rose to be a staple in the world of high-stakes poker. It's stylish, it's witty, and it's very entertaining. I'd recommend Molly's Game to anyone regardless of how bad you are at poker. Hey y'all, thanks for watching. I created this channel because I had a blog of the same name, which you can find a link to in the description below. God, I can't believe I just said that. And I wanted to move it more towards a video format to reach a wider audience. I'm not super good at this. I literally created this video on my iPhone, but expect more videos in the future covering my reviews on movies and TV shows, both new and old. But again, I appreciate the watch.